Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Before I begin, don't forget to join my new Discord server called Luke 10's Hangar. I plan on joining weekly, so if anybody wants to fly together, we can make that happen. My Discord server is linked down in the description below. Today I'll be flying the SAAB J21A-1. The J21A-1, officially known as the SAAB J21, was a unique Swedish fighter aircraft notable for its distinctive design. Development of the J21 began in the early 1940s as the Swedish Air Force sought a new fighter aircraft capable of intercepting bombers and providing ground support. SAAB, a key player in Swedish aviation, took on the challenge. The aircraft was powered by a single-piston engine, the Daimler-Benz DB605B engine. The J21A-1 is complemented by a propeller, which was unusual for a fighter of its time, as most contemporary designs were moving towards jet engines. The J21A-1 could reach speeds of around 600 kilometers an hour, that's 372 miles an hour, and had a surface ceiling of approximately 10,000 meters, which is around 33,000 feet. The aircraft's range was about 1,200 kilometers, that's 745 miles. The J21A-1 was armed with a combination of four 13.2mm Akon machine guns and a singular 20mm cannon. It could also carry bombs, making it versatile for both air-to-air and ground attack roles. The J21 made its first flight on July 30th, 1943 and entered service in December of 1945. It was one of the last propeller-driven fighters to see significant service in the world. As jet technology advanced, the J21 quickly became outdated. By the mid-1950s, it was clear that jet fighters could outperform propeller-driven aircraft in speed and altitude. The J-21 was gradually phased out of service in favor of jet aircraft like the SAAB 35 Draken. Its last operational flights occurred in the late 1950s. Overall, the J-21A-1 was a significant aircraft in the context of Swedish military aviation, representing a traditional phase in fighter design from propeller-driven models to jet-powered aircraft. Its unique characteristics and operational history made it an important part of aviation history. That's all for the history lesson. I hope you enjoy the combat. Right now I'm just trying to climb as high as I can so I can boom and zoom some people. You just have to be careful when you're climbing and what your power setting is at though. This engine is an absolute boiler. And overall, this plane really isn't very fast, it doesn't climb very well, but the one good thing about it is that it has a very good armament. The four 13.2mm machine guns and the one 20mm machine gun can definitely do a ton of damage. I've been eyeing this P-61 for a while now. I'm going to try to take him out. I see this P-61 raise his nose at me. I think that he's going to come up to me, so I try to energy trap him here, but unfortunately he goes back down. That's totally fine though. All I'm going to do is look around me, being aware of all my surroundings, then I'm just going to dive on him. He already has an oil leak. I know he's not going to be able to get away. I fire at him there, hit him, set him on fire, and he's going down. And then immediately after the kill, I'm going to climb back up to altitude, and I'm always going to be looking around me, being aware of all my surroundings. As I'm climbing back up to altitude, I'm just trying to find the most isolated enemy. I see three enemy aircraft causing a ruckus below me on my allies, so I'm just going to dive on them, and I'm always going to be looking around me, being aware of all my surroundings. As I'm diving down to these enemies, I always have to be looking at my airspeed. I don't want to wing rip. This aircraft's wings rip at an airspeed below the Yak 3s. I see this Corsair below me. He's the most isolated enemy around me. I'm going to go for him. He goes vertical, loses all of his energy, and I rip his wing off. I know that I-185's still around me, so I'm going to have to go for him now. We start turning into each other. He pushes his nose down. I'm going to fire away here. Get severe damage. I thought I killed him right there, but it was just the Corsair dying. But then thankfully once I got severe damage, I ripped his wing off and he goes down. Now immediately after the kill, I'm going to climb back up to altitude, and I'm always going to be looking around me, being aware of all my surroundings. And just like that, me being aware, I see the P-47 coming off my right wing. I'm going to try to outclimb him here. He starts to climb up straight to me. This is my time to energy trap. As I'm in the climb, I'm always looking around me, being aware of all my surroundings. All I have to do is just keep climbing here. He doesn't have the energy to get up to me. I dump my flaps here as I get closer to stall speed. Flaps are going to create drag, but they also create lift. They're going to help me stay in the air for longer. The more and more he tries to raise his nose, the better it is for me. He's just wasting all of his energy. And then just like that, I fire away here and get an easy kill. And then immediately after that kill, I'm going to climb back up to altitude, and I'm always going to be looking around me, being aware of all my surroundings. Remember, I have an absolute boiler as an engine, so I have to keep an eye on that. Right now I'm just presuming that the last couple of guys are just at their airfield camping, so I'm just going to head there now. As you get closer and closer to the airfield, you have to always be mindful of the artillery at the airfield. If you're too low or too close to the airfield, the artillery will kill you. But thankfully I don't have to go all the way out to their airfield because I see the I-185 in front of me. I don't like that we're at the same altitude, so I'm going to side climb away. I know I have a couple teammates left, so I'm just trying to see if the enemy will go for one of them, and then I'll catch them off guard, hopefully. But unfortunately my plan's not working, and my engine's also on life support, so I have to dive away here. And then as I'm in the dive, this is the perfect time to kill my power. I need to let my engine cool down. Sometimes if you shut the engine down and then turn it right back on, that helps. Right now I'm just trying to bait him to dive down to me, and I'm also heading towards my teammates for help. As I'm trying to bait him down and run away, he miraculously dives all the way down and gives me all the advantages. I really thank him for that. I have absolutely zero clue on why he just did that. From what I saw just a couple minutes ago, he just came from his airfield, so he had to have been refueled and rearmed. If you know you have the advantage, please do not give it up. Now because he's done that, I'm going to start the dive on him, but before I do that, I'm always going to be looking around me, being aware of all my surroundings. I do see the enemy PVJ in the distance. I'm going to try not to go for him. I want to kill the I-185 first because he's going to be the overall more dangerous target. But then as I'm diving down to the I-185, the PBJ starts to go head-on with me. I fire at him there. Hit him there. Definitely not going to commit the head-on because all I have to do is just outmaneuver him. But then thankfully it must be my lucky day because the I-185 is turning in towards me, losing all of his energy. As I get behind this I-185, I'm going to fire at him here and take him out. Now immediately after the kill, I'm going to look around me, always being aware of all my surroundings. See the P-47 off my right wing. I'm going to use the trees as cover here. I'm definitely not going to go head-on with the P-47 because I know that he has an absolute laser as a gun. He doesn't try to kill me, he gets set on fire, and I don't steal the kill. But then as I'm flying away peacefully, I see that he starts turning in towards me, and I'm like, oh no, maybe I should have stolen the kill. I also see that for the 7th time this game, my engine's on life support. But then thankfully I know that he's the last one left, and my teammate's behind him. I'm outrunning him. I know that we won the game. Thank you everybody for watching, and I hope you enjoyed my video. If anybody has any suggestions on what aircraft they want me to fly next, please leave it in the comment section down below, and I'd be happy to fly that aircraft.